Hi, welcome back. My name's Jean, and on the 19th of December I had a laminectomy and a decompression. I thought that I might be able to just run you through a bit of how my recovery went, and you might find that it's interesting. I might have something that you're worried about. I'm not a doctor. I don't give out medical information or medical advice. I got some really, some worthwhile knowledge just by watching other people's YouTube channel. So I thought maybe that's just something that I might be able to help you with. So if you're interested, go back and see my first video. Please subscribe to my channel and like, and just follow me through. And I'm already obviously, past recovery in that stage. Not a long way. I'm not even at my 2-week mark yet, but I just might be able to give you some comfort and let you know that what you've maybe experiencing, I experienced, and I hope that it brings a bit of information to you. So I'll see you in a moment. Okay, so I've got some notes here because my memory is shocking. So if you see me glancing down, forgive me. So day 4, what happened on day 4? So previously I ran through days, obviously, 1 to 3. I'm not going to really recap over there. I'll start off from here. So day 4, my toes on my left foot are still numb, and my toes on my right foot and my foot, no, my toes, my foot and my calf on my right leg are still numb. I'm not worrying overly much, simply because I know that recovery takes time, and even if that's not a symptom you had, you should always check with your doctor if you get a symptom. If a symptom arises that was not there before, I think you need to check with your doctor. Before you leave hospital, you need to ask about how long before you can lie on your side, how long before you can bend, how long before you can twist. Just some general information, because when I was discharged, it was over the Christmas period, and I felt like really I walked away with not enough information, and everyone was on holidays, so that was a bit disappointing. So don't leave the hospital unless you've got that kind of information, because that can help your aggravated mind. If you know, okay, I've only got to lay on my back for X amount of time and then I'm allowed to sleep on my side. Or your doctor might even say you can sleep on your side from day 1. There's it just, I think, depends on your doctor. So don't leave the hospital until you've sort of got that information. So what else is happening to me, or up until recently as well, something that I did develop as well was pain through my buttocks and into the top of my legs on the left and the right, but there was more like an electric shock, and when that hit, it sort of sent me into spasms. So, and there'd be an involuntary noise that come out, and that was very disturbing to me. I didn't want to sit on the toilet. I didn't want to try to get off the toilet. I didn't want to sit on the couch. I didn't want to get off the couch. Every time I went down or come up, it hit me. And sometimes if I took a longer stride, that hit me as well. I'm happy to say day 4, it started to change a little bit. I was still very reliant on walking stick. I wasn't comfortable even trying to walk without the sticks because of the numbness in my feet and my legs. That was an annoying thing about that is I couldn't carry a drink, or I couldn't carry a plate of food, because when it hit me, and as I say, it was like a jolt of lightning, my whole body would spasm, and I would throw my hands up. So if I was carrying anything, so then that went back into, I'm still, asking my husband, can you get me a drink? Can you get me something to eat? And I didn't like that. I didn't like not being independent. But you have to ask for help. You have to give yourself that time. Give yourself over to somebody else trying to give you a hand, because you can't do this by yourself. I think if you lived alone and you had this, it would be very difficult to look after yourself. And sometimes we're too proud to ask for help. But trust me, I mean, you can do some amazing things with walking sticks. You can shut car doors with walking sticks. You can pick up pieces of clothing with walking sticks. The end of your walking stick where you put your hand. You can do some great stuff, but you can't do everything. And there's been times when I've looked at something and I've thought, can I bend down and get that? Should I? No, don't. You have a plan going in. You're going to do everything possible to be good and stick to the rules, because that will give you the best chance of coming out of this good. You don't want to do anything that's who would want to have this operation again? This has not been a great experience, and there was a time when I really thought, maybe I should never have done this, It was hard enough making the decision, but then to think, I do know I made the right decision. I had no real option. It was interfering with my bladder and my bowel. To not have this operation has its own consequences. But do everything right to give you the best chance. So day 5 was Christmas Day. We opted to have a quiet morning, just because I'm slow getting started and I didn't want to have to cater for anybody. I just thought with my mood, I didn't want to actually have to get up early and go anywhere. So day 5 was a quiet day, same difficulties as the day before. And then in the afternoon, we went later in the afternoon to my sister-in-law's place, and I took the cushions that I've been using to get me comfortable when I'm sitting on the lounge. When we got there, I was a bit worried about the chair that I was going to have to sit on. It was a plastic garden chair because we were outside, but we put the cushions on. My husband came with me when it was time to eat, and I just pointed to what I would like, and he loaded up my plate. I did warn everybody about that when these pains come, that some awful noises come out of my mouth. It's involuntary, but I couldn't help it. Again, I should have walked more through the course of the day, but it was too difficult getting up and getting out from where I was sitting. I didn't feel as exhausted by the end of that day. Driving was a bit hard. It was a long trip. I was in our bigger car, so it was easier to get in and out. By day 4, it was getting easier to get in and out of the cars anyway. By the late evening, I felt that the jolts had eased off, and so mentally that made me feel good. I wish that I had walked more, but that's in hindsight anyway. I don't like people fussing about me, so that was another reason I didn't walk around. I didn't want people to feel that they had to look after me, or, I mean, my family still did anyway, but I didn't want to be so obvious that they couldn't sit and relax, because if I moved, I didn't want someone thinking they had to, jump up as well. Day 6, I was feeling really, really good about myself. Was still sleeping, and I am still sleeping on my back with cushions under my knees to bring them up a little bit. Showering is still difficult. Washing my hair is awful. I sort of stand outside of the shower and move my head forward, but what I find is when I put my head in a tilted forward state, I do get a pain that sort of seems to run right the way down my spine. So, and it is a bit difficult because I'm still got my plasters on the incision, and they don't come off for another couple of days, which is the 2-week mark, and I don't want to get them wet. That's another thing in my plan. You know, I didn't want to. I've got one over the drainage hole incision and one over the incision of the spine. I didn't want to. I want to give that time to heal so there can be no cross infection. Definitely not around the spine. What else have I got here? Toes are still numb. Leg is still numb. I can walk a little better. I've sort of learned the feeling now. And I don't use my stick around the house. I do use my stick if I'm going out, and it is just a comfort thing, really. The good news is that now, and I don't even know what day we're at now. What day are we on now? I think we're actually on day 12 today that I'm making this. But the good news for day 12, and I've jumped, so I'm only going to say this about day 12. The electric shocks have gone. Very, very rarely I'll get one, but they're gone, and I'm so excited about that. So let's just have another recap of day 6 on my notes. Day 6 was 41 degrees, and that was a hot day, and that was the day after Christmas. On that day, the plasters on my back were irritating me because I was perspiring, and it was driving me crazy because you can't scratch it. So sleeping is easier, getting in a bed is easier, in and out of bed. Getting in and out of cars are easier. I'm moving around. I feel better mentally. My husband's not having to do as much for me, so I feel good about that. He still, he still carries things for me. He still does the washing. He still basically does everything. And I still always feel a bit guilty that he's doing those things. But again, I want to stick to the plan. Because I don't want to ever have this operation again. So that was day 4, 5 and 6. And day 7, 8, 9 and 10, there's not really any change. Pain's gone. Occasionally it's there, but not like it was. On Friday, which is a few more days, I go and have the plasters off by the GP. And so I can have a look. I'm going to get my husband to take a photo. I want to have a look. Everything feels good. The only thing I wish that I'd seen an improvement on at this stage was the numbness. I think if I have to live with this, I can do that. Or my feet swell up all the time too when I walk. My feet kill me. I feel like I'm squashing out of my shoes. I don't know what's causing the swelling of my feet, because my feet normally don't, But I think that where I am today, and today is actually the 1st of January. Yeah, 1st of January. I think everything's like going good. I don't think I've suffered as much as a lot of people. I'd just say I did have a plan going in, a strategy to do everything, do the physio. I still do the physio. I'm still maybe sitting for no longer than half an hour, unless I'm in a car and going somewhere. I'm not going for walks away from my house, but we do walk a lot around malls or shopping centres. I walk a lot around the garden. I find pleasure from my garden, and I like seeing when something's got a new leaf, or so I can spend a lot of time just potting, as in walking around there. Haven't walked the dog. Dog's not happy, and but she's been so good. It's almost like she understands, and I've been playing with it inside, and I don't usually throw toys around inside, but the dog's had like nearly 2 weeks of throwing the toys around so she can go and retrieve them. The time of year was bad timing. You know, it's, as I said, it was around the Christmas period and New Year period. We didn't do anything New Year's Eve. We stayed home New Year's Eve. We stayed up, but we stayed home. I feel I don't like going to anyone's house yet. I don't even like my own chairs, let alone anybody else's chairs. And then I'm taking cushions, and then people think they've got to, you know. But no, I feel good, and you know, I think for being, well, I think, what did I say today is like day 11 or something today. So I think it's all going good. There were times when I thought I'd made a mistake, but right now I think we're doing okay. If I've given you any kind of relief or insight, then I'm glad that I did this. I didn't do it right from off the bat because, well, I couldn't even sit to do it, let alone bother to put it on the YouTube. So, but something, you know, be kind to yourself, get help, don't be stubborn, you need help, expect a long recovery time. I did a lot of reading about post operations of this kind. I wasn't expecting miracles, but I feel like, you know, that I only had 3 months, and that was long enough to not be able to get off the couch, and you know, but I'm glad I did this, and yeah, so I'm going to make some more videos about this. I don't need to do 2 or 3 days at a time. You know, I'll put them up. I'll put one up after I go and see the the GP, and see what she's got to say. If we get a good photo, it has to be a good photo, then I put that up in the next video as well. If you're interested to see where I go, subscribe to the channel. Go and check the channel before, and I hope all good things for you in your recovery, and I hope for both of us that this is a long-term thing, and you know, just take care of yourself. And thank you so much for watching. I'm not a doctor. This is not medical advice. This is me and you, and you know, look at other videos as well, and just take every day got better for me, and I hope that it gets better for you. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye.